here. A lady's life was taken.
Who's the lady?
She was killed by a man. Her life was taken by a man. Who? She's screaming something out here. Come on. She keeps on, she said it 4 or 5 times. Him! Him! And I'm listening what? Him! George! 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 Now what does that mean, please? What does that mean? George. The name George doesn't really want to be down here. The lady's drawing attention to George. Drawing attention. We go up to higher levels with George. Higher levels.
Right.
His activity is most apparent.
George, can you give us a surname?
I keep on asking.
Yeah, sorry.
Come on. Say it again, Sam. What is he? Thank you. He keeps on saying these words. George, proprietor. George, proprietor.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. There's 2 Georges here.
Right.
There's 2, not 1. There's 2. And he's telling me the other George is the one who will talk to us. Okay, that's good. Talk to us on the higher levels.
Right.
Okay? Oh, that's good, that's good. Thank you. Okay. George was not hanging. George was not hanging. George did not hang. He wasn't hung. Okay, thank you, bless you, bless you. 2 children are also in visitation here.
Gosh.
Up in the area of the passageways,
Right.
by bedrooms.
Right.
They play about. Yes. Okay, so does George.
Right.
He's everywhere.
Who is the woman? Can Sam give us a name who the woman is?
Okay. He gives me 2 conditions now. I don't know if they're 2 names or whether they were like 2 first names, or I don't even know if it sounds like a surname, but I got Elizabeth and I got Anne. Elizabeth and Anne. Now whether the 2 names connected with her. And it sounded like, say it again please. Now, they are connected. Elizabeth and the name Anne and Hitchin.
Hitchin?
Hitchin.
Right, yeah.
And you think that that's the name connected with the woman that was killed here?
I believe it's some connection to her.
Right.
Yes. And, do you know how I can put it? Unsolved.
Right.
Without a doubt.
Do we know how she was murdered? Did Sam give you that?
Thank you, Sam. Sam says here, when we go to a particular area, that energy, okay, will interfold with us and we'll get that information.
Should we
Okay, can we, yes.
Is it down here? Still down here? That's where the murder... You're saying down here. Do we stay in this cellar area?
These conditions, I'll take you to where they told me, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Already Derek had picked up on the tragic murder, but would he be able to tell us where and how she was killed? Derek had led us to a part of the basement in the Station Hotel where he thought the young chambermaid was murdered.
This is it. Round this area, this lady's life was taken from her, murdered, without a doubt. And the residual energy tells me so. I'm picking up puncture wounds, but also strangulation. The throat.
When you say puncture wounds, do you mean a knife?
There was, yes, I feel there was, I feel strangulation and then puncture wounds. That sticks in the atmosphere for all time. That can't be taken away. But for some reason, these walls here and what we've got here wasn't the way, most certainly, when this lady lost her life. This wasn't here.
Why? Why was she murdered by him?
Why was she murdered by him? There's a person that would know about this. He's another spirit person. He comes in visitation, and apparently this is the other George that's going to be on the higher levels.
So he will be able to tell?
Yeah, I'm just being told that now.
Right, great.
Derek had led us upstairs to the dining room where knives had been thrown and the ghost of a man has been seen sitting at one of the tables. Richard Felix, our historian, was watching our progress in the monitor room.
The person who knows about this, clever mind, this man, well respected. And around him I've got connections with beer and like brewery. And him being very knowledgeable about ale. And how do I pronounce that? George Lawler or Lawley? Lawley.
Richard, see that
Lawley.
here?
Hello?
George Lawley.
Can you check that up, please?
Will do.
George Lawley. Any more at this place? He did not reside here, but close by. And he knew of the knowledge of here. A very knowledgeable man.
When you say he knew the knowledge of here, do you mean he knew of the murder?
I believe so, yes.
Right, okay.
Lawley.
Lawley.
He's confirmed it. Lawley.
Right.
I'm also getting impressions of him. The man.
We certainly do have a
George, Lawley I don't know about, but in fact the incident in
the cellar is to do with our landlord that was called George.
This is a separate George. Yes.
No, this is a separate George.
Who's
George,
knowledgeable
who's
of this.
knowledgeable of the murder, called George Lawley.
Right, leave it with me a bit longer. I'll have a look through, see what I can find.
He's knowledgeable of what George did.
Right.
Oh. She threatened, thank you, she threatened to tell the proprietor's loved ones of their togetherness.
Ah,
It was an affair.
right, it was an affair.
Yeah, she was young as well. He dragged her by the legs along down there for where he didn't leave her. He dragged her along for some reason, and it seems as if he took her up on something. It's an angle like this. Like, not a stairwell, but something.
Like a chute.
Yes.
Just from the cellar area?
Yes.
Because there is a barrel drop sort of chute that comes out from the street.
That's where
That he's angled.
he got her out, yeah.
He got her up onto the street then?
Yeah. Historian. What do you mean, historian? Is it George? George Lawley.
Right,
He knows,
right.
or he knew.
This George, the proprietor's surname, is it any way you can give us another name?
Can you get that for me, please? You should be able to do that for me. Now, in answering that, I don't know if that's a surname or again, like a second name, but he said, not spontaneous, but said after a matter of our seconds, George William. I don't know if it's George William or George Williams. So what I can figure here is that here we have a person, a man, who took the life away of this young lady, bless her, because she was ready to speak out to people close to him about the attachment, and he silenced her. With the remorse and what have you, he naturally is being kept in this atmosphere. You keep on asking how he did away with the physical remains of the female, and what I got mentally was that I'm covered up. I'm covered up. I'm buried. I'm under the ground. He took her out, but only took her out so far, and something to do with just merely outside, but under the ground. For where that chute is, in area, I feel probably close by in yards, is where she is down
Outside?
there. Yes.
So she's underneath the
Yes.
outside bit?
Yeah.
With the lights off, the whole hotel was thrown into darkness. We all carefully made our way up to the haunted bedrooms. Hopefully Derek would be able to tell us who was causing so much disruption.
Now, I'm becoming aware, and it's only just slightly building now, becoming aware of feelings of movement from my left side, which would be in the vicinity of this bed, over towards this window. One individual. This individual